If you've ever clicked on a microscope that promised super widefield 3D imaging only to find the field of view cramped, the focus drifting, or the lighting looking more like a stage spotlight than a gentle wash, you're not alone. It's frustrating to spend a weekend setting up what looks like a professional rig on the Amazon page, only to discover that it barely works for the hobby projects you had in mind. That's why I'm diving into the OMAX V434B L56P C180U3 Trinocular digital stereo zoom microscope before you decide whether to add it to your cart. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First off, this isn't just another cheap microscope. OMAX markets this unit as a 3.590 continuous zoom system with a 20MP USB 3 camera, dual halogen lights, a 56 LED ring, and a massive 45-degree tilted head that can rotate a full 360 degrees. In practice, those numbers translate into a fairly generous working distance of up to 6 inches, which means you can inspect a printed circuit board, a small mechanical part, or even a live insect without constantly adjusting focus. For anyone who needs to see depth, think hobbyist electronics, watch repair, or biology projects, this working distance is a genuine asset. When you first power the microscope up, the dual lighting system is the first thing you notice. The halogen bulbs give a crisp, focused beam that's great for high-contrast tasks like solder joint inspection, while the LED ring offers a softer, more even illumination ideal for delicate specimens. The lights are adjustable, so you can dial down the intensity if you're worried about overheating a fragile sample. In my own tests, the LED ring was perfect for looking at a live ant colony. The ants stayed active and the colors stayed true without any noticeable heat buildup. The halogen, on the other hand, provided the sharp shadows needed to expose tiny cracks in a 3D-printed gear, something that would have been tricky with a single light source. The trinocular head is where OMAX tries to differentiate itself. With a 45-degree inclined eyepiece and a full 360-degree rotation, you can position the microscope at a comfortable angle no matter where your workbench is set up. The adjustable interpupillary distance makes it easy for both narrow-eyed and wide-eyed viewers to find a comfortable stance. In real-world use, this means you can keep the camera trained on a specimen while your eyes take a break, reviewing the live feed on a laptop instead of staring through the eyepieces for hours. That flexibility is a solid time saver if you're documenting multiple steps in a repair process or creating a tutorial video. Speaking of video, the USB 3 camera is a 20-megapixel sensor that streams full HD video and still images to any computer with compatible software. The bandwidth is fast enough that there's virtually no lag when you pan or zoom, which is essential if you're trying to keep a moving specimen like a worm or a tiny motor shaft in frame. The image quality is sharp enough that you can clearly read the fine print on a microlabel or see the individual fibers in a fabric sample. That said, the camera does rely on your computer's USB 3 port. Older laptops with only USB 2 will experience noticeable throttling, so plan accordingly. Now, who should actually buy this microscope? If you're a serious hobbyist or a small shop technician who regularly needs to see three-dimensional detail without losing depth perception, the V434B L56P C180U3 offers a value proposition that's hard to ignore. The long working distance, adjustable lighting, and rotating head make it adaptable to a range of tasks: electronics, jewelry appraisal, entomology, even forensic analysis. It's also a decent entry point for content creators who want to produce high-quality macro footage without investing in a full-size DSLR rig. The inclusion of both halogen and LED lights means you can switch between high contrast and gentle illumination on the fly, a feature that rarely shows up on microscopes at this price point. Conversely, if you're looking for a microscope that doubles as a lab-grade analytical instrument, say, for measuring cell size with micron precision or performing fluorescence imaging, the V434B will feel under-equipped. The zoom range is continuous, but the magnification steps are designed for visual inspection rather than quantitative measurement. There's also no built-in software for advanced image analysis. You'll need third-party tools if you require that level of data extraction. Additionally, the bulky trinocular head, while flexible, adds a fair amount of weight to the setup. If you need a portable, lightweight unit for fieldwork, a compact dissecting microscope might be a better fit. Let's talk about the practical downsides. The dual lighting system, while versatile, does add a bit of complexity. New users sometimes spend more time tweaking light intensity than actually looking at the sample, especially if the ambient lighting in the workspace is variable. The halogen bulbs also have a finite lifespan, roughly 1,000 hours, so if you'll be using the microscope intensively, you'll need to budget for occasional replacements. The unit size is another consideration. The head alone measures about 12 inches across, so you'll need a sturdy desk or bench that can support the weight without wobbling.